this is a good veto. We've had this matchup before last year, and Movistar won it, and part of that was winning their map pick of Vertigo. So while that was last year, let's see if they can do it again.
Let's see indeed. This is G2 Esports taking on Movistar Riders for the first best of 3 today. Take us through the action, boys.
Oh yes, thank you very much, Jasmine. I can't wait to get into this one, and it's going to be a banger, man. Movistar have been in very good form as of late. Especially excited to see this head-to-head between Pius and m0NESY. Already, Hunter's opened up, and m0NESY's getting involved as well. Alex and Davvy both removed. It's going to leave it just on 3 for the Movistar Riders. Leaning into a late B play. Jax has been waiting here since the start of the round to have his go in the pistol, and him and Alexi going to make quick work of the Spaniards as they try to get up the ramp.
Yeah, just Pius. He's been the beast for this team so far in the play-in, but he's going to be falling 50 stories down as G2 take that pistol away. They look crispy, Harry. Those are some very clean headshots from those USPs. And, you know, Movistar, we just saw that little clip, interview clip from one of the players where they were talking about how they're just trying to get their individuals in form. And, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you have prepped. You could have the best strat book in the world. If you can't hit heads, you're dead. And G2, a team full of firepower. So I want to see if Movistar can compete with that today. It's a big question mark. G2 on the other hand, right, they've got to do, you know, far better than their, I say French counterpart, but obviously only one Frenchman on this team in Vitality. I think these have been the 2, you know, 2022 roster builds that have been under much scrutiny over in Europe. And so this event would be a great time for G2 to prove that they are the better of 2. Right now it's just Glocks. Should be a bit of a mauling. Oh, caught in middle is Hunter. Good flashbang over the top. We saw that yesterday. And even the Glock onto Alexi as well. Caught with nades out.
Don't mess it up.
He's got to kill them all right now.
Yeah, this is high pressure for Jax. It wasn't meant to be, but these guys are armed. They're dangerous. And the Glocks have made their way into the B bomb site. A 2v2. Still a Glock on Alex. He's probably a dead man. Gets it dink off before all's said and done. However, Nico's looking keen to open this one up. Lovely little flick there, and you know, you might be saying, well, Nico only killed 2 eco players, but in the context of the 2v2 and the Glocks having got the bomb down into the B site and picked up guns, Hugo, it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal, right? Don't want to let Movistar win their full eco in round 2. Some awkward rushing. Lexi getting caught, and even Hunter as well, getting perfect flashed out of middle. G2, they put a wrap to it.
Seeing as we kind of had like an accelerated pregame, we didn't have time for predictions, Hugo, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Are you going to go with the
I'm going to go safe. I'm just going to pick G2. I'm going to go safe. I'm going to say that, you know, even though Movistar are warm already in that LAN environment, G2 should be coming in well prepped and fresh-faced. Why, you think Movi are going to win this one?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Creo que Movistar es muy bueno.
Okay.
I predict Movistar.
Put it down.
Let's go, baby. Up towards ramp, mopoz going to open. The rifles have come out, and he's found a head right away. m0NESY on the receiving end of that one. Nico is swinging the ramp side still, and is going to deal with Davvy, but there's a lot more where that came from, and Pius is on the mark with his AWP. Weapon of choice, rings out with a kill. Hunter's going to try and push up with this molly down on the short side, and he does bamboozle Alex, who was not ready for that push. mopoz even caught in the fray, and we're down to this 3-on-3. Movistar Riders, they fought tooth and nail for this top ramp control, but they've kind of had to show a bit of respect here. Falling on back. They're going to try and go silent, right? They're going to try and use this like ramp aggro at a G2 semi to their advantage after having players taken out of the round. They don't want to follow through with an A play into a stacked bomb site. So they go quiet and they wait to see what the reaction is from G2. If they hear anybody rotating, that will lead them into this A play. It looks like they're just going to recommit, and G2 in this big like lull in the action, this is where they're now considering other options, right? They didn't see anything from the boost, and with Des now lobbing in util in towards this B site, it's really starting to look like a B play if you're G2 right now, and that is not the case. Movistar Riders are still moving up this ramp side, retaking the control they previously had, and now they're going to have a route to get this bomb down over an A.
Oh, the wide plant gets spammed, but he's down to 1. You can see the barrel right now. Alexi just can't find the headshot, but this bomb plant, Harry, is so good. It's so easy to cover from that ramp side, and you don't have to go anywhere near as wide to even check if a CT is faking that defuse. They're up in the close sight. mopoz headshot. That's a good job, even getting 1-for-1 there on a single point of health and no smoke to stick that bomb. G2 have got to win these fights. Movistar fall back into a nice passive setup, but someone's going to have to check this tap just in case. There's the shot. Sumpires with a kill and jacks off the bomb. They know it. Tap won't be enough. He's got to save a FAMAS as Movistar Riders pick up their first off the back of a fake. Lovely little round coming out from these Spaniards to get their first on their map pick. And yeah, Sumpires is always a joy to watch. He has been going ham this play-in stage so far, put up some big numbers like you said, and was part of the reason, or a large part of the reason, that they make such quick work of Vitality in their qualification game to the group stage. So definitely got to see a lot from this guy today as the big heavy hitter for the Riders.
Force back in from G2 is an interesting one, right? They don't just want to let this slide on by, go unpunished, so they've still put everything into this round. This could give the Movistar Riders a way to leap into the lead on this T side, but I do like that G2 are employing these boosts, using little gimmicks to try and get as much value as they can out of the very limited weaponry they've got.
Oh.
And Molly gonna burn out Monacy, and over here on the short side, they push their way through, splitting it through short and ramp. They've dealt with the double setup there. And for G2 now, left up in this 2v3, they might have had that boost early on to net them that opening frag. Might never come to matter here.
Oh, he's killed him. Oh, Alex is dead. No, Alexi.
Alexi.
Oh, he considered it. And that's back-to-back rounds they've played on default in the post plant. G2, they're going to be kicking themselves when they realize this.
Come on, Alex. You may as well throw it. You may as well lob that.
So close to seeing the head.
Oh, it's going to go towards the sandbags, but that's not a problem for Sumpires. They did 9 damage. He doesn't care. He's still here with the AWP, and Deaths is there to close over on the short side.
Yeah.
I think this is a very good initial look in at the Movistar Riders, though, right? Those rounds can frequently kind of get out of hand. We often say that. It's like if the team with the kind of low buy get the opening kill and things get really wild, and you know, this boost certainly helped them grab it. This is where, like, you normally see rounds start to spiral out of control. Either a team kind of gets flustered in amidst, you know, boosts coming in, SMGs pushing you, or maybe they slow it down too much and like give a little too much time to their opponent to maybe like arm themselves, get an idea as to what's going on. That was very decisive from the Movistar Riders. They kind of kept their usual trade game up on the short side and with a ramp split coupled in. Yeah, it was a thing of beauty. So yeah, really well navigated, and we got boosts getting employed again over on A. They're never going to see the light of day, never going to see combat.
Yeah, it's a good call to go just straight into B off the anti-eco with an execute. Lots of little corners cleared out with Molotovs, and so G2 can't be hiding inside of the site. That's a guaranteed round right there. Simple execute. We'll put 3 on the board, and it's about limiting damage now for Movistar Riders, keeping their players together to stop G2 from picking up their weapons. But not going to see much of a hunt here in the post-plant. 5 alive for Movistar right now, and that would be fantastic for the money in this early game. Coming in, looking very decisive in their rounds, right? Cooling's been good. But G2 just waiting for more rifles. Unicorn round. No one dies.
Don't get them every day, but you love them when you get them.
Sure.
10 alive at the end of things. So you go.
Action-packed.
That is just the case of, you know, violence isn't always the answer there. Sometimes you can just outmaneuver your opponent.
Violence is a whole lot more fun, at least in this game. Let's see some aimers. Let's see that AWP, Monacy.
Yeah, Monacy's gonna need to hit the ground running here because it's never really a question as to whether or not Sumpires is gonna perform with this AWP. And I mean, he's already given us some nice rounds here and we're only a couple in. Monacy's now bringing out his first, so let's see if he can go toe-to-toe with this Movistar AWPer. Scoped up at the bottom of ramp, we could have this clash happening right now. Monacy's peeking over the top of these smokes. The reason they dubbed him the Flash, he's very, very quick here. He actually quite likes the tiny, like, I don't even want to say he sees people over the smokes. It's more like his eyes detect the slight color / light imbalance and he'll just flick onto it like some kind of Mothman.
Oh, double nade. That's really nice.
Low, man. That's kind of brutal. I love those nades.
Yeah.
Used to call them the JKS nades.
Is that because he played Tetris every round and keep getting dunked?
Yeah.
And never changed his position. I remember that game. Right, Orb's still looking, but these flashes are just assaulting Movistar Riders. Can't even get up the ramp right now, but that will be the end goal. mopoz with a bomb. It's one thing to go up mid, but it's another thing to be bringing the package here. Is he just lobbing flashes? I think so. Dropping them over to his teammate in middle, and I imagine just resetting with his team. That's the play. It's a B play. This is pretty desperate for Movistar Riders. But on the bright side, even though they don't know it, the damage has been done to Jax. Capitalizing on it should be easy. Alexi's in the bomb site. Jax has a smoke to play behind. And Movistar Riders, with 20 seconds, are faffing around with boosts. This might cost them.
Yeah, this is like really down to the wire here, and you need that opener to come in. Alexi? And luckily enough, not just one opener, mopoz even takes it one step further. It could still be good, and it will deny the plant. That's likely won the round there for G2, and Monacy, just by running away, has locked it in. That is a big nade lobbed on out into the bomb site.
Was that a double nade? Because I swear everyone was on full health, and Nico got an assist for it, but he was like mid or CT. I think they double dunked it. I think they had 2 lineups there. I'm pretty sure, but it all happened so fast. Yeah, everyone was
very quick.
Oh no, he shot, he drops in. Nico got an assist. I don't know how. He must have lobbed it over from mid. He died on elevator. If Nico lobbed a nade there, I'll be very impressed. That was a perfect lineup, and it completely killed the planter with seconds to spare. Damn.
Could it have just been a flash assist? I mean, but it
no,
looked
no,
like
no,
he had too much health,
it was a damage assist. It was a damage assist.
Yeah, no,
and
it was
Nico
a
was
damage
elevator,
assist, yeah.
and I checked the health, and everyone was full health.
Okay, that's kind of wild.
I'm almost certain that Nico naded from mid.
I kind of wish we could even see the replay again. Trying to deduce this one, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that's got to be it. Like G2, they've already shown in these 6 rounds a lot of rounds where they're playing for nades on bombs because on Vertigo it's so good. You know, we see so much smoke spam, we see really late executes, and yeah, double nade onto the plant right at the bitter end. That one hurts. Ooh. Honestly flashed off, but that allows DeviG to get up on yellow. Very heavy A setup, 4 out of the gate for G2. They've made the perfect read. Can they right around for themselves? Honestly, got to smoke that molly. Jax was turned back. There was no flash. Jump up for mopoz, and Alex helps him out. Doubles up, in fact, with an entry onto this site, and Hunter can accomplish nothing from short. Blink and you miss it. This round just been cooked alive. Alexi got enough nades to stop a plant today, and Sumpires even hops out.
Man, that's kind of wild. Like, like you say, it's the lack of the flash. Jax is just playing anti-flash, waiting till that ramp fight comes his way, and they don't flash it. They just swing it with 3 people, and it ends up working wonders. You know, you can imagine the comms are getting pretty flustered there for G2 as well, right? The molly on sandbags means that for a moment, Monacy isn't actually able to watch the ramp anymore. Usually you would have liked to have seen kind of Jax look to pivot round at that point, given Nico couldn't actually support him from the top of ramp. I don't think G2 were ready for such an immediate kind of pace up the ramp side with very little utility other than that one Molotov going in. They're doing the boost again, they keep employing this, it keeps getting them a frag at a bare minimum. But this time the molly's gone in, Nico's going to stay up here anyway, and does knock mopoz out of the round.
That was sick. Got a kill, almost finished off Sumpires as well. And they may as well re-aggress here. There's one flash out, going to get some damage off, but oh, it shouldn't be around for G2, and deaths will make it so. 3 quick kills off the AK-47, and Movistar convert another anti-eco. A bit of a calamity there in the middle of the round, but they keep it together, and that's what matters most. It's not worrying yet for G2, but gonna need to trade things back with a gun round, try and keep Movistar honest, because they are just, you know, taking dominion of this ramp control right now, getting a lot of A plants.
I kind of like it as well, because Movistar are throwing in the odd slow round every now and again. It's kind of conditioning G2 to like hold on to as many of these nades as they can for those, you know, like site takes that we speak about, right? Like the double nades for an A plant or a B plant. This round they've been very very kind of cautious early, throwing a lot of it out right away, expecting some immediate fights, and they are giving them. Alexi fighting for this ramp control, has lost his teammate up the short side of mopoz, making a play around the short smoke. That's a thing of beauty. mopoz, like a Beyblade with actual blades on it, just cuts them all down at the top of ramp. And now it's just Hunter and Jax left up in this one. Util's going to go in on the plant, but there's still so much time left. It's not going to serve much purpose other than denying a plant for the time being. Hunter was hoping it could have given him an angle to a fight, force one of those players wide, and he could have found them up on the boost, but with nothing coming through, it's a bit of a rough round here for G2.
And they're going to sit on default again. This is such a nice position for one-for-ones. It's really hard to clear. And what's been good about this is Movistar peek off the back of that default player's contact. They'll never need to. G2 are saving. But every time you'll notice, like we have mopoz or Alex sat on default, G2 go and they clear it. They have to clear it, but that default player firstly usually has been getting a kill, and even when they get traded, their teammate rather swings from ramp and just follows up. So it's really annoying retaking this A site without utility anyway, because you can get swung from short and ramp and sandbags at any moment. Add in a default player, and it's just so claustrophobic for G2. Really sick round out of mopoz though, and that started so well for G2. They knew what was going on. They saw the short smoke come out from spawn over the top. Nico got given this amazing flash by monacy to take a 5-on-4 out short, but mopoz the entire time was sat in the smoke and then pops out with a triple entry. Movistar right now are competitive.
Man, I'd say more than competitive. Like this is a very, very great T-side already, and it's only going to get better. You've actually taken out like one of the big guns in this round. You don't really have to worry from this point
what they're
onwards.
doing with it.
They're even juggling it away, right? It's
Back
like,
to the charity shop.
G2, you think you're going to get to go mid and grab that, do you?
Yeah, even just a nice like realization of the money right now. They know G2 are eco off the back of that save, and that there are only 2 guns in play, one of them in mid, and it's already out of the round. Irretrievable for G2. Jax did not look ready for that. Like, that was just, they were running through mid with no util. He heard them stepping, but his crosshair was not in position to fight that fast. So, yeah, a bit of a sleepy start to this round for G2. And honestly, should be no way to recover it. mopoz has crept through this B stairs smoke, and just as Alexi's leaving as well. Movistar wanted to take A, but I hope mopoz calls him back, and that seems to be the case. Guys, they've forgotten about the site. Hunter making that other rifle work, does get his kill on that A ramp, but it doesn't matter at this point. They're deeper than Alexi is ready for, and he might never even know about it. Might just go for that gun at bottom A.
Oh, dude, I even like mopoz was going to try and do the famous, like, take CT, cut down the players rotating while they're unaware, while they're not ready, and he even decided against it. He's like, well, if I push CT and I do die, if they are ready for it, I give them a gun, I give them the man advantage, maybe they attempt that retake because they're buying next round anyway, and so he just writes it off. He kind of realizes, like, I've served my purpose in the round. I don't get any, like, big frag moment from sneaking all the way through B, but I have just got us a 7th with no or very little risk involved. G2 coming in right at the closer to try and do some damage here. And the damage is being dealt their way. Death, living up to his name, will fall over in middle after 1. But it's still a Movistar round at the end of things, up to 7 now.
As far as an eco goes, that is profitable for G2. They came in with 2 guns, they left with 3, and 2 of them being AKs. So, you know, it's a pretty dire scoreline right now, but they did all they could in that round to get out with some guns and do some damage. So it's all about capitalizing on it, right? You can have as good an eco as you want. If you lose in the gun rounds, you're not going to win the game. So G2 need to break the money now, win a couple of rounds in a row here on this CT side. They've got another AWP. No excuses here for G2. It's do or die.
Yeah, something I've liked is how Movistar are kind of playing around these A boosts. It feels like whenever G2 employ them, the game plan for Movistar isn't to, like, freak out and slow down and, you know, like, try to just, you know, work the ramp control all slowly after losing a man to a boost. It feels like they pick up the pace. They go, okay, they've got a bunch of dudes trapped on short. Let's just nade the hell out of them and run it down in this A site. So I think for G2, it's kind of like a... It's a weird one. It feels like it's working because it keeps getting you picks, but then you lose the A site on the back of it. Now we're seeing them try and switch things up, move away from all these little gimmicky boosts and looking to fight for the ramp control again with the rifles. Very passive hold out of the Movistar Riders here. They're almost like beckoning G2 in. They're almost begging like, yeah, come push ramp. Come take this real estate. It's free, but it isn't free. They didn't read the small print.
Oh, it's tiny. How can you expect them to? It's right at the bottom of the page. Who has the time? Oh, Jax pushes down B, but Des was ready and waiting to trade. He's going to get a 4-on-4 at least here for the Movistar Riders. And G2, they don't panic. Stoic in their hold on that A site, still with mopoz and Nico in the right place as Movistar with 30 seconds, re-aggress back up ramp. Dangerous. They do not have the smoke wall, and G2 have dropped a one-way at 30 seconds. This is a real problem for Movistar Riders, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, Movistar can't really win this round. There's a Molotov on Hunter, and so if he rotates in, he's just going to lob that onto the bomb site, and suddenly you can't plant. That's before you even take into account this one-way smoke dropped in at the final 20 seconds. So, yeah, Movistar, they try to go for one of these slow-burning rounds, and once again, it kind of comes back to haunt them.
Don't peek. Don't peek. Yeah, look at the ground. That's it. Keep that hitbox as small as possible. And, yeah, G2. Thank goodness, win a crucial rifle round to keep this game competitive. You know, I even like just the default starts to the round from Movistar. They've got really nice protocols. That round at B, while they were holding A ramp, like you said, they double nade Tetris. Again, Jax is no longer playing that position. He can't, because in the back of his mind, every time he goes there, he's going to get naded. Double nade it again, and they insta boost on that headshot angle off the back of that, knowing that, okay, the best position to clear this is Tetris. Well, he's not Tetris, I can tell you that. They boost up, they dink Alexi or do a lot of damage to him on default, then they just fall off and go back to their A ramp. They've got a lot of nice ways to try and force opening picks on this T side. And if you can get 5-on-4s on Vertigo and just group for a hit, you're in such a good position. Especially with how much G2 are being forced to use util. But a round is a round, and G2 trying to pull this one back into contention. Nico's so aggressive. He's been doing this all game. Uh-oh, he's going to get flashed.
Oh, he's so blind. Yeah. They're right up in his face. Davy G.
I love that.
Set up by the flashbang. And Nico gone from the round early. Tried to get up in their face, but ends up getting left full blind. Corny is scratched out and then put in the dirt. Oh, good damage on the spam from Alexi. Sunpius, as he jumped to throw that utility, ends up getting brought down to half. mopoz also going to nail that shot over on the short side. At this point, Movistar Riders getting torn apart as they all attempt to play around these ramp smokes, trying to look for an avenue in. Full rotate here for G2. Jax is still kind of considering this could go back to B. It's not uncommon for Movistar to be pretty mobile, but they just hold their ground, looking to recommit into the A play.
Yeah, the util has been sick for G2. Not just these HEs and mollies, but the smokes to, get these positions back for Alexi. This crane smoke, they keep cycling, doing ramp one-ways. 3-on-4, peak is good for Sunpius. That's a beautiful shot, and Alexi seems so aware. He's going to headshot him as the smoke blooms. Never seen him. Just aiming at that little gap at the top of the sandbags, and it's beautiful. Considering how this started in a 5-on-4 with Nico dead at the bottom of A, what a recovery for G2, and they don't even want to overstep. Alexi will peel back off the flash, confirm at 13 seconds that Movistar have to go, and there's no chance here you'd like to think Jax is going to finish the kill, and no plant today. G2 back-to-back rifle rounds on recovery road.
Yeah, it's going to be a real grind for G2, but they are making their way through these kind of murky waters right now. There's a lot of money for Movistar Riders. I think I saw Sunpius at $12,500. Don't know how he accrued that.
Not bad.
But he has had to drop guns over. That's decimated these bank accounts in the long run. G2 finally remedying this ramp problem. Nico trying to push through that short smoke, but it feels like Davidi's kind of got his number here. He's seen it before. He knows what's happening. And so once again, Nico first man to fall over at ramp, leaving G2 man down to open up the round. And with so much time left, it's problematic. Movistar really like to explore their options once they've taken a man from the ranks. Now in G2, we're going to have to spread their resources that much thinner.
Oh, it's a nice mid-walk. We're not seeing this yet. That's a clean headshot for Jax. Alexi has just left middle to reinforce that B-bomb site, and that's going to let them run over mid to B with a smoke. Good shot through the gap. Alexi flash fades, and so does the life of deaths. Jax is going to help him out. Get a second kill off that B drop. And some Pius they know was middle. And a 1-on-3 with no bomb. He's looking to go back and reset towards that B stairs perhaps, but this is a long route. G2 already have their eyes on the prize. You know, in that early fight for NiKo going through the short smoke like he keeps doing, didn't seem like there was a flash this time for that, but he heard Davi ticking the Molotov close yellow, so he just went to fight him in the molly. He should have won that. It's crazy how quick Davi got that headshot, but that's, you know, back-to-back rounds that Movistar Riders have taken 5-on-4s and still fallen short. NiKo Depp, both openers. It's not been a problem for G2. They've been holding strong, and that's reassuring.
Yeah, I think Jax deserves some credit as to kind of why this has started to turn around a little bit, right? Over towards B, he's been a real rock in a lot of these rounds, right? Not often getting like many fights. Normally it's kind of like a light probing from the Movistar Riders over there. They'll send like 1 or 2 guys his way, and normally he's able to dispatch them. Considering this game kind of started with him getting like double naded, wrecked by Util, having little boosts used against him, it didn't seem like he was going to have a very easy time, but he's risen to the occasion here. And this B bomb site, not really getting the real estate there that Movistar were hoping for, and it's not really leaving them with like a plan B or the ability to fake. When it comes to taking this bottom stairs area away, they're having a very rough time. Now Hunter, that's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, that's something. Through his own molly. It's not he hit that molly. It's not like it was.
It's kind of like a nuke hut push in a way. Like he threw the molly in to make it look like he's just mollying.
Except he ran through the molly. You know,
it barely ticked him. I'll say, you know, well, they did like 14 damage.
Every little helps. Every little helps. Oh, boost. Oh, Alexi. He's realized, I think, but some Pies can see him. Oh my goodness, through the fire. The sun burns bright. And Movistar Riders take a 4-on-3. Davi G. Hello, my man. What are you up to? He's going to catch a freebie. Honestly, dead with the AWP. We got a double AWP on an eco. This is an excellent start to a round for Movistar. And Davi's just holding for that rotation, but NiKo has come out through CT spawn. No nades here to stop a plant. It's all about the gunfights for G2.
Yeah, NiKo's just got to go big mode. There's really no other way for this one to come up in favor of G2. He's got to have a big performance here. He's the only guy inside of the site. Jax is making his way over, and NiKo will ring out with that first kill. Now, you know there's another AWP. There's 2 of them now in play in this round, and that makes taking any one of these peaks very, very scary, knowing the AWP could just be holding these very long angles from behind the sandbags. Davi G just tucked with that AWP, playing around the tap on the bomb. I like that Movistar aren't overextending here, not giving any of these fights away, even passive on short. That's going to force a stick out of G2, and the moment Jax runs into the bomb site, Davi G swings out from the sandbags. He's even there to close it with the AWP. Big round from this guy. It started with him hitting a timing past m0NESY up the ramp, and then he goes on to get 2 with that AWP. He grandfathered forward into the round. Very, very nice stuff there from the Movistar Riders, man. You know, credit where credit is due. They come into that round with next to nothing. It starts with a bit of a wild one with Hunter pushing mid. That was like the first domino to fall. You still had faith that G2 could somehow right their wrongs there, but it very quickly spirals, very quickly gets out of hand. And I've got to say, Davi G was a big proponent of it. I love how he even played it at the end. Like, he sets them up to plant the bomb. They're 4-on-2. He loses a teammate at short. So he tucks at sandbags. And his peek on Jax was so perfectly timed. I can't stress that enough. He heard him running onto the site. He knows that bomb is going to get smoked if they have one. Or at a bare minimum, it's going to get tapped to force a fight. And so it's like he's playing off the footsteps, not the tap of the bomb instead, right? And that's very, very cool. You know that for a moment, Jax is going to look at the floor to hit E, make the sound happen.
That does
I know,
not
I
sound
can't
like
do it,
that.
mate. Try to do a diffuse kit sound,
No,
or just a defuse sound.
I wouldn't attempt, because it's not. That's not an onomatopoeia-able sound, unfortunately. But yeah, sick round from Davi. And, you know, after G2 go 4v5, this time they can't convert it. But these mid takes for G2 have been rough. Like, both times they've peaked deep mid with Jackson Hunter, they've just died immediately with nothing. So, yeah, we'd like to see G2 lean away from that. Movistar haven't done many mid-takes themselves, more just defaulting it early in rounds. But they've had a great T-side, and so Movistar can be happy about that. A tech timeout into attack timeout, making sure they're all fresh-faced to try and get this ninth near the end of the half. And yeah, an incredible T-side, but this is their map pick. They've done this before against G2 back at Fall last year, albeit a while ago. And of course, mostly, well not mostly, but different players, but at least the cause. Let's see what Movistar have for us in round number 15. Honestly, quite slow to start. Another AWP for him though, he's going to begin on that A site. Pius has been very effective with his timing shot. Honestly, he's a few seconds after. Nico goes back to short, but it's not smoked this time. There's a lot more room. And it's going to be a very slow round out of Movistar. Leaning towards B. Jax, he might just get traded here at best case scenario. He probably won't get insta-cleared. There's a kill. And double up. Stuck behind the wood is Alex. Not ideal. Wallbang is good. The pistol does help. Nico's still deep down short, but he's behind his smoke. Davi G, could he again get this creep timing up towards A? He's sat inside of the smoke. Nico's aware.
Ooh.
I don't even know how he got that kill.
That felt like needlessly...
Yeah. That didn't even look like he knew. It looked like he just tapped it.
Oh.
Filthy from Nico.
What do you even do against that, man?
Who taps with the A1S?
Nico, do it again, I dare you. Oh, they're way closer than he was ready for, and Depths will catch him. All right, maybe there's a route into the A play now. 2 versus 3. Monacy's moved over with this AWP. He's had a very rough go at it to open up this game. In round 15, you'd hope he can be the one to take it over the line. Scoped in with the AWP already on the angle. Pius. Oh, wow. Will best him in the swing.
Dude,
this was a 2v4, now into a 2v2. There isn't any sort of nades to whittle down these bomb planters. All you've got is smokes. You can put up walls, but you can't break apart the Movistar Riders. That bomb's going down whether you want it to or not. Alexi's going to try and push it. Oh, Pius will trade that out now down to the 1v1. Just Hunter left to beat, and he's going to nail the shot. It's a 9-6 half for the Movistar Riders. Beautiful scenes to open up. G2 are going to have to dig deep. Monacy's going to have to get activated if they want to turn this one around.
Sometimes I like the way you try, even though you know you will fail. Sometimes I give you hope before I take it all away from you. I'll never let you win. I feel you caving.
And the Movistar Riders riding off into a 9-round T-side on their map pick. Vertigo's going stam splendidly, Harry. G2 have got to dig themselves out of this grave. Death is looking to put them in that.
Monacy running up the stairs, did fall off, fell down the stairs, but Jax is leading the charge. Already, Movistar Riders have put everybody over on this side of the map. Look at that mini-map right now. It's a sea of blue meeting G2, and they're trying to dig their way out. Nico, will he sink or swim? He's gone from the back lines. It's Hunter and Alexi left up in the 2v4.
Oh, Molly's good. Davi's dead. Nothing he can do about that. But one by one, G2 have got to isolate these headshots, find these fights for free. Some Pius showing a bit of elbow, but they can't hit it. They can't get the kill. Hunter just putting on the pressure, but he's not got armor either. These USPs will chunk away as much as the Glocks do. And another bit of damage. Hunter's getting whittled. Deaths may be low, but he's not offering up anything. And with this man advantage, Movistar Riders can chill out. Getting aggressive is Hunter, not for long. And Alexi is shut down after one. It's a pistol round for the Riders. Right now, they are ferocious, Harry. They took down Vitality back in that play-in. They wrecked them, 16-3. Now they're trying to take down G2 as well. These would be massive scalps to find for the Riders.
Dude, something that's insane is, like, some Pius might not have some, like, ludicrous, you know, 200 ADR performance or whatever, but what he is doing is, I was going to say, he hasn't died, well, sorry, he's died once since he bought the AWP out in that first half. He's died once. Like, he's 13-4 right now.
Oh, God. Right.
And only one of those was while possessing the AWP. Other than that, it was kind of in the early game, right? Before the economy was there, before that AWP came out. So he's just been so unproblematic here. You know, it's not like he's been falling in that AWP head-to-head. It's not like he's been getting wrecked or getting caught out with that AWP. He's just been very, very stable and refusing to give up his life. You know, he's, like, saved a lot as well in that first half. He always had money as a result. I've really enjoyed watching him here.
He's the crouch peak king with that AWP. It's actually super impressive. Look at this back boost
He's
as
like
well.
Spanish James.
Back boost. Oh no, it's been checked. Deaths. He's seen a lot of players with a lot of pistols getting a lot closer, and Alexi will find that headshot. Davi from afar putting down the bullets. And G2 eating them up for breakfast. One by one, they will falter, and they always should in this round. It's pretty clean. They lose an SMG. There's no worries for Movistar Riders. Now, G2 backs kind of up against the wall here, Harry, in their first gun round. They've not got breathing room, and yeah, they need to start strong.
Yeah, they're really at risk of this one just, like, being too far gone. You know, like, if they don't win this first rifle round, it might start to feel that way. They're up against the bonus round here, so you hope they have a bit of an easier time of it. There's mid-aggression out of some Pius. I said he's like Spanish Jane. No, he just hasn't died a lot, but he is still taking a hell of a lot of these opening fights, which makes it even more impressive. Now he's risen to top of the board. He pushes mid early with the A1S, gets the better of Jax, someone who's been a real rock for G2.
Oh, nice shot. There's another guy, though. They quick switch. Hunter still recovers the bullet. I don't know how he's got that kill. 3 health, taps back onto 2, and G2 clap back as they look for their first round on the T side. There's a fight 1 on that A site, and so the bomb will be committing to its plant. mopoz is not here to molly it, but that could be massive in the post plant with 2 players tagged up.
Yeah.
He's just throwing a smoke. Don't know where he dropped it over. Some Pius is going to lob in lineups, and in comes the retake.
Yeah, some Pius setting them up. Monacy up close, the only man with HP. He cannot afford to die with nothing done. Alexi and Hunter left up in this one. Hunter's wrapping mid. It's a nice way to make use of this 3 health. And Alexi's done a lot of damage on the spam. They're not considering Hunter. And so he's got that one for free, dead after the fact. But some Pius is saving. He is out of there. He wants no part in this one. And so G2, they do manage to break this streak, to put a round up on the board, and it comes under some pretty dire circumstances as well. So much of that on the back of Hunter wrapping through mid. He gets a double opener. He closes the round as well at 3 points of health on a mid lurk. Hunter just fully bailed G2 out of that one.
Who quick switches after an entry? Like, if he got insta swung there, he's dead, but hey, it worked out. And yeah, great round for Hunter. The realization after mopoz, I think he killed Nico on A short, and at that point Hunter realizes, okay, this retake is going to come in very late. I have time to drop stairs and to run round the mid flank. Great awareness. That's one gun gone. Deaths picks it back up, and he does respond quickly. Hunter, the aforementioned hero, dead early. G2 are mostly up against pistols. You shouldn't be too worried. Just got to clean this one up. Nico's going to molly close. Just try and take this early ramp control. And because they're on pistols, they've fully conceded. Gone back to the bomb site. It's a nice off angle for Deaths. Got a bit of cover from that pillar. And yeah, interesting gamble, considering how much info they have towards B stairs, but they're hoping for a mid to B walk. G2 now instead crawling up A. That's a cool bounce molly. And really, there should be no problem here for G2.
Yeah, Movistar Riders aren't even really in a spot to like attempt this round. mopoz going to try and do something here by hiding in the smoke. And, I love that. Monacy,
Alexi
going to help out. Yeah, Alexi just taps the bomb.
Ooh.
That's
Couple of
clean.
kills.
That's clean. And an AK getting out of the round. It's kind of similar to when we saw like that G2 eco and you said, oh, you know, taking out some players, getting out with some guns. It's pretty good for an eco round. You know, you're going to get to build up a little bit of money here. Take these AKs with you into the next. Bring out some Pius's AWP. I mean, hell, he had enough for it here in this round. So, yeah, man, he's got a good accountant, does some Pius.
Went to James saving school. Last second run in for Davi. Trying to force G2 to go down with the bomb, maybe get a bullet in or two. Could do anything there, but not today. It's fine. Good eco. 2 guns saved. G2 on the board now. Wheezing their way back into this matchup.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Of course.
Right, I want to see what spawn he's got up. Nothing remarkable. Some Pius with like second spawn. Yeah, it could look
could
around peak, but always feels a little more risky.
Does
Yeah,
Jax
we'll just
have a gun? Someone's going to go back and drop him. This is going to really delay G2 out of spawn. It's got to be a slow default as a result. If you don't take those immediate spawns, you are not going to be favored in a fast play. Full ramp for Movistar.
Yeah, Movistar didn't lob in an early smoke. Almost like welcoming this fight.
Yeah, it's G2 smoke in the middle of ramp.
It's kind of weird because like G2 didn't use that smoke and Movistar still have all of theirs. God, mopoz. Pushing all the way down ramp. Oof. Now Nico, when he tries to swing this, that Hawk was on the angle. Meanwhile, over here in mid, Jax is on like his entirely own journey, just creeping up through CT. Alexi's alongside him. This is very weird for Movistar Riders. They've got to fight behind them before they can fight ahead of them. And even though they've dealt with Jax, it might come as a bit of a surprise that Alexi was here as well. I say that, you think it would. However, Alex looked very aware, and even though he dies, he still gets the info that there was this second man in middle. So that's going to leave it down to the ramp play. Hunter and Nico still very much in this round, still very much in with a chance, but Movistar Riders have pulled everyone over towards this A bomb site. They've got Util ready to rain on in to slow down this plant. It's going to start with the molly, but then they've got a nade on Davi G as well. So even once that plant comes in at like the 15-second mark, Hunter is still going to take damage trying to get this bomb down.
He's even going to lob a flash as well. There's no smoke here. It's faded. They're going to fight before the plant comes in. No chance for G2. Now they don't need to face. Pressure's on Nico. 5 seconds and he gets wallbanged by some Pius, who is putting up one hell of a show on this AWP. 19-5, almost at a 4 KD, Harry. Forget ADR. 79 insane. ADR. That's nothing. Yeah. No, it's not nothing, but it's not crazy considering his numbers and how high they are. He has had some monstrous impact in this map.
Yeah, and he's still been involved in like a lot of the opening fights, and while doing that, once again, just to reiterate this, he's died twice with AWPs in hand in this entire game.
Yeah.
5 times total. And in the rounds where he does end up falling like early on, it's very forgivable because he's trying to like lead the charge on rifles. So yeah, man, a very, very impressive game out of this guy, and I feel like that's only compounded, only made worse by the fact that m0NESY is having a very rough go at it still. We were kind of hopeful that he could turn it around here. Yeah, it took him a while to bring that AWP out in the first half. Once he got it, he didn't really accomplish a hell of a lot with it. Really, the kind of hero players for G2 thus far have been Jack's CT side, B side anchor was lovely.
Yeah.
And since we've swapped onto the T half, I've very much been looking at Hunter to make openers happen, to take space and try to give chances to G2. God, man, look at this. Movistar Riders
So
are dropping down and fighting ramp. I feel like there's kind of like no rhyme or reason to what style Movistar you're going to get in a round. 1 minute, they're very grimy, they're down to play with timings, they're down to play with the clock and try to make you waste as much time as possible. And then they'll come at you with a B ramp drop up against pistols. Like, that's so risky, so ballsy, and G2 just didn't even consider it. They will run down mopoz on the ramp side. The victory should be short-lived. Some Pius here inside of the site misses 2 opportunities, and so Alexi does get out.
He's got a gun with it as well. You take that if you're G2. Can you put it to use, though? The Nico Deeg on the perfect angle, but this flank, oh, it's being held for a moment by Alexi. Can't wait forever. The smoke's fading. Davig is not in a hurry, and even this is just great. He could peek and win the round right now, but the risk versus the reward, he knows that it's either walk back to the flank or walk into the stack, and now with Nico dead, Davi decides to activate. Alexi just going to swing and die. 2 players facing him. It's 13-8 for Movistar. 1 player dead on an eco against an eco. That's just, again, another really clean round. If you're getting out in 5-on-4s on anti-ecos, you're going to be happy. Or sorry, 4 alive, rather. You're going to be happy. So, yeah, is there any slowing down right now? It doesn't seem to be the case. At least we rely on a very good map for G2 and one that Movistar have not tended to play too much in Inferno. Up next. But even so, this would be a statement to start the series. G2 would have to sweep it back. mopoz walking underneath the rug right now. He is inside of the smoke. Hunter does catch Davi down ladder. That's a massive opener, but mopoz is committed. He's got a multi-kill here, or this round is going to fall apart.
Dude, they're like lining up on the smoke. They're coming
Oh,
through.
the nades!
Util's pulled, but m0NESY's got their back, and thank God he does, man. That is one of those shots where he needs to hit it. He needs to deal with the threat before it gets too much more done, and he at least nails that one.
Yeah, it would have been a double at least.
Now G2 slow it down. We saw Movistar Riders do this in their first half. G2 gonna wait, gonna see what the reaction is. And Nico is hungry, hoping to get fed on this ramp push. Alex will give him the engagement, and that's a decision he comes to regret. Nico dealing with the ramp player. Now some Pius holding down the short side. While all this is happening, Hunter has crept through B and is now looking to push CT. Dets is here. It's a little weird. There's a world, and Dets is going to win that. Hunt is now gone. The bomb was heading back, and they're going to have to decide against it, right? They don't have the B site anymore. They've got to recommit into A. Some Pius is still here on the AWP, and he still has a Molotov to play around with to delay this plant. Dets didn't actually look like he wanted to go for it, but is now going to come rotating over, and they go for a wide plant, not default. That's a tag onto m0NESY. I did not even really see the peak, even with the X-ray, but he's been able to bring him down low. However, I don't know if Movistar Riders go much further than this. They've got 2 smokes. They've got util to like kind of justify to themselves giving it a go. But oftentimes in these situations, they would rather play by the numbers, play it safe, play for the future, and not try to win one of these kind of scuffed 2v3, you know, needing a big performance. You could just get traded on the push-in. So they're going to play for the money, play for the long game, and let G2 have a 9.
Yeah, it's the difference between buying next round and ecoing next round. That's what these 2 guns means to Movistar, and they'd rather their odds at another attempt, right? Like, G2, good, almost lucky that they were as late as they were
Late
to
to rotate the
rotating,
Hunter's
'cause if
call,
they were,
yes.
there's nothing worse than being
because if they're like
underneath
over the
B.
bridge,
if they're at
man.
bridge, if they're under mid, and then Hunter dies in B, you have neither site. Like at least they could immediately recommit back into A and get that bomb plant. And yeah, hey, monacy, quiet game. He got the crucial round-winning shot to trade out. I think it was mopoz or whoever it was, pushed down the bottom of ramp. So. You know, sometimes one kill makes all the difference, but we do still need a lot more. As Movistar have been very keen to take this ramp control, much as how Nico was. Oh, he's tapping through the smoke. Very close, but not quite on the mark. Some bias in middle now. Something different. A 4.0 KD. Despicable score. The flash might wreck him, though. Timing shot has to be perfect. He turns! Oh, dear. And at that point, his crosshair's not even in the right place to take the shot. Trying to dodge a flash that was never going to happen when you're scoped in. And so Movistar lose their point man. And scream success for G2 in this round. They've just got to do right by that entry. Monacy still looking for a face back at ramp, a jump over the sandbags, but no one's doing anything naughty today. It's just Alex backing out. G2, perfect round to group, and just once again, as they get free ramp control, run and execute. There's not even really that much util to stop this smoke. Molly
boost.
HE is good. Boost is great, but will G2 expect it?
Well, G2 were using this one a lot, right? Every eco, every partial investment, they would throw this boost in, but they don't have the foresight to check it when it's used against them. Alexi gone, and he had the bomb as well. It goes tumbling out onto the ledge at ramp. Now in the 4-on-4, Movistar are considering going for this. Nico can hear the tags, and so he just keeps shooting. If mopoz is going to stand in the bullets, hell, he'll keep providing them. They're even ready for the flank, and while this is happening, flanks on flanks, Hunter's coming through middle. He's about to win the whole damn thing. They don't know about him here. Movistar Riders are going to get shot in the back. 7 seconds, Alex gone, and Hunter has just bailed out G2. There was very much a world where that round could have been losable.
If Alex is tucked short, he probably stops that bomb.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely could. He definitely could, unless G2 are covering. This was awkward, because for some Pius, it's like, if you hold it on the angle and you just take the shot, could collapse them. Could
I
even
think
get
he
one.
actually would have, based on how they went round the corner.
It did seem like it,
that
right?
was a collapse waiting to happen.
It's always, you know, a bit of luck, but yeah, turning from the flash has completely discombobulated him in that round, so... And it didn't even provide any benefit.
It's like, now I'm blind and confused.
Yeah. Alright. This has been a expertly done recovery from G2. From what was a very scary game at one point in time, an 11-6 scoreline. It's netting a close game after all. A near full eco with a smoke for ramp. That's it. Movistar. It's a fake out though. They're 4 on B. They're hoping G2 do exactly what Movistar were doing on their anti-ecos and just running BXX. If G2 do that, they're going into the stack. But Nico has run through the smoke and got an entry. Even so, you could exec into a 4-man B hold as long as you have good utility. It shouldn't be a worry. 2 players going to get burnt out right now.
Oh my god, so much fire.
3.
This beat bomb site literally...
Hunter just quad entried off of 3 mollies. 3 players displaced by utility.
That is insane, man. Like, the B site is just, you know, the floor is lava over at B, man. That's insane.
Very nice exec for G2. And yeah, that's why you go B on your anti-ecos. What are you supposed to do about that? Okay, this is a massive round now. If Movistar don't pick it up, G2 are well and truly pulling the comeback. Monacy back to ramp. Ooh, leg shown, careful. Short smoke. He's looking for a swing. He's going to get prior warning with this gap in yellow. And so this is... Oh my goodness, what a spam. Alex might have seen him there, but even so...
It looked like Monacy was going to react as well, but I think he just quick
off a feeling. Maybe. Boost is lovely here. They're going to double nade Tetris, maybe? Only one. On default, it's a perfect nade. Death eats that. One way on ramp, responded by Movistar's own smoke to stop that scale.
Yeah, that's just kind of become like the go-to tendency, right, for trying to beat that one-way smoke. You just lob one in of your own. It's not a one-way if there's 2 of them.
It's a 2-way.
Exactly, here you go. It's a give and take. Hunter down here. towards the bottom of B stairs has called for a rotation. And being real, when we look at entries, when we look at someone putting up the goods to get you into bomb sites, it has been Hunter. So their confidence in him to do it again here over towards B is very much understood. His nade earlier on did a lot of damage to Deaths, and he's going to finish him off. Hunter trying to make magic happen here, pushing into the B site. He's in with a double. And right now, it's a very odd game. It's kind of Hunter versus Movistar Riders on this T side. First half, we had Jax looking really good. We had like a bit of a supporting cast around the A site, I think, with, you know, guys like Nico. Had a bit of a rough time of it over towards short at the end, but he was still being a nuisance. He was harassing those ramp players, and he had a good support structure to kind of fall into place around him if it didn't pan out. But it really was Jax as the hero of that first half, and since they've gotten onto the T side, it's just been the Hunter show. So many of these rounds have been Hunter gets 2, G2 have done it.
Yeah, I think Alexi's actually called it a good T-side as well, right? Like, they've not been over-committing. They've not been running rushes out of spawn, something that G2 have done in the past to detrimental effect. It's been very measured. And that was something in the major. Like, yeah, G2 underwhelming in the major, of course, but the one thing that they had sharpened up were those T-sides. And so I do think some credit should go to Alexi for that as well. As, you know, this game went from very worrying to looking like the G2 that we expect and the G2 that we need in this tournament. And Movistar, a true test, right? Being up in such control to getting crunched back. They can feel the winds changing. Can they do anything to stop it, though? Had plenty of rifle rounds. No AWP this time. Not for Movi.
Yeah, the AWP's been missing from these last few buys, actually, and I think that's problematic, man. It was carrying so much impact whenever it was in play, and it just doesn't feel the same whenever you have 5 rifles.
What?
Nico.
What?
That's a beautiful reaction, man. Mopoz and Nico have a real love-hate relationship between the two of them on these ramp holes. Mopoz hates Nico, and Nico loves fragging Mopoz.
Yeah, he's taking the AWP now. He's low. Modesty rifle, maybe that'll get him back in. Let's see. He could play very passive to avoid a retake utility. It's just everyone at A right now for G2.
Double nade set up
that's
onto the boost.
exactly why Nico has fallen back, right? Didn't want to be the brunt of that. Oh, Alexi's swinging, but Davi full blind through a smoke, gets the kill. Bomb loose. G2 have to commit. Luckily, Movistar can't see much with this wall down on the site, but oh, good clear from Monacy. That rifle does come in. Splendid shot, fake out. Gonna move off the plant, knowing these nades are likely to come in, and they do. A Molotov can follow. Monacy will drop his as well. There needs to be one from Alex just to try and deny this bomb plant. There it is, delayed again. And at that point, the smoke will fade, and G2 have no more utility. Again, they've got to win this round on fights alone.
At a bare minimum, they're kind of being shown some respect here. It's retake util ready to get thrown in for Movistar Riders. They've still got flashes, still got smokes. One of those smokes going out on the short side cuts off that angle, but they need to worry about these fights at default. It's a taste of their own medicine. Oh, suddenly there's the turnaround, and it's Nico, who was entrusted with Monacy's AWP after getting tagged up, that now needs to win this. Tap on the bomb, Nico's moving in. Oh, he's crept on past them. He's bypassed them. He is in the sight now, and they're looking to get on it. Nico with the no-scope, but he's gone after one. Davi G, hell of a round. 4 kills from the man, and he's bailed out Movistar Riders. They can finally just take a little, you know, a little victory, a little step in the right direction after a drought of rounds.
What a try for Nico, though, to go through that smoke just to clear it out for sure. And the only reason he loses that is because he peeks before the AWP is ready to fire again, and Davi's right there. Nico waits another half a second. That AWP's probably ready. He can insta-fire, and maybe he can have a chance to no-scope Davi as well. But the man who opened up with a double kill, who dropped the bomb on the ramp in the first place, he is going to be there to close it. And we needed another player to step up on the CT side, because right now Sumpires has been left in the void without these AWPs. Nice save out of Davi. But yeah, that's a very scary clutch to have an AWP in anyway, right? Like, you can't spam the bomb. If you do, you're going to get cleared or spammed back by rifles. Nico was so low. But this game now got even more interesting, as it's not just the clean comeback for G2, 4 in a row, finally broken. And while they have the money and the momentum still, Movistar only need 2.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm just looking at that AWP. It's like a real golden ticket. I think the kind of output you're able to get from Sunpice is so much higher when he's donning it.
Best spawn for
Oh,
Sunpice.
okay. He hasn't really had many a spawn thus far.
Yeah,
now,
but
whenever he has, he's had a rifle, so...
At the same time, G2 aren't like running a ramp insta, or at least they haven't in these gun rounds.
You reckon they're about to run up ramp
They're about
insta?
to run, and yeah, there it is. Okay. Been waiting all game for that. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be a better round for Sunpice to have the spawn. The one time Nico goes fast right up the ramp. He's been jumping through their smokes, but it's usually been after 10-15 seconds. He gets caught going short, and oh, the flashback in. Alexi just dives out inside of the smoke.
Mate, mopoz is like just straight wild, like feral. He just loves fighting. He just loves fighting everything. Like where everyone else here would be a little bit dubious, you know, you're a little bit worried. Not mopoz. He's so keen to fight, and he does have a support structure around him. But my God, like there's being keen to fight. There's like setting up for a top ramp phase, and then there's this just crawling along, trying to play around this smoke at ramp, looking for feet, looking for toes.
How?
But that little piggy gets on out of there. They do manage to stay alive for the time being. mopoz falls on back. G2, they don't lose anyone in that ramp re-aggro. They are still a man down, and now they've got Alexi wounded as well. Eventually, they're going to have to go here. Everyone's grouped outside of A. They don't have other options. Alex playing a long con bait and switch here up behind the pillar. No one's checked for him. And the longer you don't look at it, the longer you don't consider it, and the longer he doesn't peek, the more you think it's clear.
He might have Monacy on a platter. Oh, he's just swung.
Whoa.
Oh, no,
Alex.
that's just not ideal, is it? Monacy wasn't even looking there. Jax is going to save him. Not sure what happened for Alex, but he jumps the gun. mopoz on the site. They can hear the spam. They know he's on top. That smoke is a problem, though. He's going to play behind it. Alexi jumps through, but there's no teammate trading him there, and so that play is going to be leaving G2 in the mud. 10 seconds. mopoz has a gap. He gets spammed through it, but they can deny this plant. They may as well risk it. It's a fake out, and everyone's dead. Davy doubles up to close the round, and even though it looked a little sauced with Alex swinging off the boost, well, they make up for it. They put some pepper on it, and yeah, that's going to be a bitter pill to swallow for G2.
Yeah, man. It all started with that opener, and then it kind of culminated in whatever this was over here, right? It just smokes all over the bombs. Like, no one really knows anything anymore. mopoz is finding little gaps and wrecking you through them. And yeah, you know, the one kind of fight, in hindsight, I look at it as very forgivable, that swing from Alex. It looked really bad, but it was just a case of like, hold sandbags the whole time. As he goes to swing ramp, he goes, oh no, he sandbags, and then starts trying to fight that while he's open at every single angle. So it looks silly, but I think that was really just a very unfortunate timing, and ultimately they win the round anyway. 15 on the board now for Movistar Riders. They've righted their wrongs. They put a stop to G2's streak. And now they look to embark upon one of their own to close out this map.
That'd be quite a heroic win, wouldn't it? Especially considering the mini comeback G2 have had in this game, right? It can't go unnoticed. It's not just been one-sided the entire time. Felt like G2 were really putting it together on this T side. Gonna go out mid. Sunpice started here, but he's already leaned back to A, and he's left it to Alex, who can't really do a lot if G2 contact this, but they will be announcing their presence with utility. Smoke Molotov for a mid to B, just getting a bit more room, but if they go over con, that's exactly what they want. Miss smoke for Jax, not ideal. Alex, oh, got to pick a side, flicking back. Jax, oh, just about. But that A1S has got to get a quick reload in. You fired off all your bullets, and Alex has even allowed a player to get through. As long as that's communicated, the backs can be turned. mopoz deals with it. Sunpice stops Nico at short yet again, and a 2-on-5 to save the map for G2. There should be no hope in hell, and in fact, there's not. The bottom performer in the entire server, Monacy, gone as well. And that is a flawless round to close for the Riders over the finish line on their map pick. Inferno is going to be next, and G2 have to pick themselves up from the dirt.